Overwatch 2 has given the support role a regeneration passive. But what if I told you this new passive stacks with each support's existing kit? Today I'll compare every method of support self-healing on a per-hero basis, and then compare them with each other. Before I start, there are a couple things you should know about these measurements. The timer starts on the frame the self-healing is triggered, meaning all times presented could be up to 1 second longer in practice. The timer stops on the frame the health text matches the hero's maximum health. The graphic of the health bar blends between values, so it's often visually behind the actual health value. Lastly, the health text does not update at a particularly high frame rate, so each time has a small margin of error depending on the frames the health text updates. With all that out of the way, let's get started. Ana only has one option for increased self-healing, her biotic grenade, which fills her HP much quicker than just waiting. Remember this 13-second number, as it's the baseline for most supports. Like Ana, Baptiste really only has one option for increased self-healing. Immortality Field was tested since it technically heals players up to a minimum HP, 20 in this case, but the cast time of the ability offsets this, making it no faster than simply using Regenerative Burst. Brigitte's passive ability, Inspire, allows her to regenerate health when attacking enemies. This stacks with the general support passive, doubling her rate of health regeneration. Rally generates new health, but stacking it with Inspire unexpectedly results in a marginal benefit. The timer stops at 200 HP, so the time can be fairly compared with other measurements in the video. Lucio's abilities scale as expected. Sound Barrier is obviously the fastest method of healing, followed by healing with Amp It Up, then healing, then idling with Speed Boost. Mercy is somewhat unique since she already had this new support passive in Overwatch 1. To compensate, her rate of regeneration has been increased, by 1.5 times to be exact. I was curious to see if the regeneration provided by Valkyrie would somehow stack with this, but it does not. This might make Valkyrie look bad, but keep in mind it removes the need to avoid damage for 1 second for the self-healing to kick in, so Mercy regenerates health while taking damage in this state. Moira has the most options for self-healing out of any support, and I couldn't even finish that sentence before she healed to full HP. Her healing orb alone provides a ton of healing, and is even higher combined with Biotic Grasp or Coalescence. Even right-clicking an enemy without using abilities provides an incredible boost to self-healing. Other than Transcendence, Zenyatta doesn't have any options for self-healing, but he doesn't care, and regenerates health faster than every other support anyway. So what's going on here? Most of Zenyatta's health is comprised of shield HP, which has a mechanic where it regenerates after 3 seconds of avoiding damage. This stacks with the global support passive, allowing Zen to regenerate all of his health in 6.2 seconds. Now how does each support hero stack up against one another? This first comparison is what I'd call a worst case scenario. You're not trying to heal, you're AFK, or you're throwing. Zenyatta absolutely crushes the other supports, with Mercy not far behind. The rest of the cast finishes at the same time, with marginal differences due to the circumstances I mentioned at the beginning of the video. If we allow the use of passives, the rankings see a bit of a shakeup. Moira tops the chart with her Biotic Grasp, Lucio and Brigitte rise above Mercy, and Zenyatta maintains high self-healing, even beating out Inspire. The significance of his shield HP cannot be understated. Now if you're an Overwatch lore master, you may be wondering why I included Biotic Grasp, since it's not referred to as a passive in-game. Simply put, Moira's lifesteal is activated the same way as Brigitte's passive, attacking enemies. If you're in a situation where you can trigger one, you can most likely trigger the other, so I made the call to compare them directly. Adding abilities into the mix is where things get interesting. Moira remains number 1 as expected, but Baptiste rockets from last place to second place with his Regenerative Burst. Ana's Grenade and Lucio's Amp It Up will get each character to full health in roughly the same amount of time. One thing I'd like to point out is that Ana has significantly more health early on, since her grenade provides burst healing. So although Baptiste wins in sustained self-healing, there are certainly in-game situations where Ana's burst healing is more valuable. Now we'll include ultimates. Don't blink or you'll miss it. Trance and Sound Barrier are quick as expected, but Moira's Healing Orb and Coalescence combo is also stunningly fast. Baptiste once again shows how good Regenerative Burst is by going toe-to-toe with the regeneration of Rally, and Mercy lags behind without any self-healing abilities. Before I go, here's one last comparison showing the healing per second of each support's abilities, no ultimates. Consider subscribing for more videos like this, and stay healthy out there.